Some stories don't begin with a crime or a secret, but with a letter. And sometimes that letter changes everything. The Correspondent is built on a quiet but unsettling idea that the most powerful transformations in a human life often happen slowly, invisibly, through words exchanged over time. The Correspondent was written by Virginia Evans and published in 2023. Evans' work is rooted in character-driven storytelling, focusing on inner lives rather than external spectacle. Instead of fast-moving plots, she explores how memory, communication, and restraint shape identity. This novel reflects a distinctly modern concern: how connection persists, fractures, or deepens when people are separated by distance, time, and unspoken truths. At its core, The Correspondent centers on the act of writing itself. Letters are not just messages, they are decisions: what to reveal, what to conceal, what to delay. Each exchange becomes a psychological mirror, reflecting not only the sender's intent, but their fears and self-perception. Unlike spoken conversation, letters cannot be revised once sent. They linger, they accumulate meaning. The novel unfolds through correspondence that appears ordinary on the surface, but gradually exposes emotional fault lines beneath polite language. What begins as measured, almost restrained communication slowly gathers emotional weight. Subtext grows heavier than text. Silences become as meaningful as words. The reader is invited to pay attention not only to what is written, but to what is missing. One of the book's central ideas is that writing allows people to become more honest and more deceptive at the same time. Distance creates safety but also distortion. The characters can articulate feelings they would never say aloud, while simultaneously shaping versions of themselves that may not be fully true. Identity becomes performative, curated line by line. Psychologically, The Correspondent explores how humans negotiate vulnerability. Each letter is a risk. To write is to expose a version of the self that may be misunderstood, rejected, or ignored. And yet withholding truth carries its own cost. The novel places the reader inside this tension, where emotional restraint feels like control, but slowly becomes confinement. As the correspondence deepens, the past begins to intrude. Memory is not presented as static, but as something rewritten through reflection. The act of writing forces the characters to confront earlier choices, unresolved guilt, and the quiet weight of regret. Evans suggests that self-understanding is rarely sudden. It emerges through repetition, reconsideration, and delayed recognition. Philosophically, the novel raises a subtle but unsettling question: are we ever truly known or only interpreted? Letters preserve words, but not tone, gesture, or context. Meaning becomes dependent on the reader. In this way, the book reflects a broader modern condition, where communication is constant yet understanding remains fragile. The pacing is deliberate. There are no dramatic twists designed to shock. Instead, tension accumulates through emotional proximity. The reader senses that something fundamental is shifting long before it is acknowledged by the characters themselves. This slow compression mirrors real psychological change, which rarely announces itself clearly. By the final sections of the novel, what matters is not the correspondence alone, but what it has altered. The letters have reshaped perception, expectation, and self-concept. They have made certain outcomes inevitable, not through force, but through gradual alignment of thought and feeling. The ending resists spectacle and instead offers resolution through recognition. The Correspondent ultimately suggests that words are not neutral, they are commitments. Once written, they participate in shaping reality. And sometimes, the most consequential choices are not made in moments of action, but in moments of reflection, when a person decides how honestly they are willing to write. If this exploration made you think differently about communication, identity, and the quiet power of words, then this channel is for you. Like the video if you found value in this breakdown. Subscribe for more deep, thoughtful explorations of modern best-selling books. And continue with the next video, where another contemporary story reveals how subtle forces shape human behavior.